Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with the final Screenwriter's Rant of the evening. This is called Golden Arm. Just a quick update. I think the basement's done. Put the second coat down. I think we're good, Joan. Just got to get the fridge fixed tomorrow, and I think we'll be back in business. And all will be well. I'll be where I was last week. So won't that be nice? Um, Golden Arm is a movie they used to make in the 80s, only it would be about guys doing arm wrestling. Instead, this one's about women doing arm wrestling. And this character's Danny, and she's got a lot of personality. She's arm wrestling, and she's winning until one day she meets this girl, and she gets her arm broken. Now she can't compete. So she recruits her friend, who also used to arm wrestle, and convinces her to go on the road to win a big cash prize that she needs. It's a classic setup, and she's actually really good at arm wrestling, but she's very girly, which is part of the running gags, which I think is fun. I think that's a fun trait. She kind of hates working in this like pastry shop. She's got terrible customers, so she goes on the road with her friend, and along the way she meets various characters. They're all women. This is one of the characters from The Office. I forget her name. I think the actress's name is Eleanor. And the Danny character, she's got a lot of personality, and they got it like a good chemistry. She's like the gung ho one, and she's like, oh, I don't know about this, but she has the golden arm. And so it reminds me of an 80s movie. There's even kind of like an 80s kind of soundtrack. And they go on the road, and she rings the horn, and then here they are training. There's always a training montage in the 80s. And she trains with this woman who's probably some ex-champion. And eventually she gets ready. Here she is training, and she's training more. Everybody's cheering her on. And she eventually goes and probably wins, and she has to face the woman who broke Danny's arm, and you can see she keeps winning. Here, oh, I smell fear on you. So it's a classic setup, and it looks fun. It looks fun in that sort of like, sport movie kind of way, and it's a bit funny, but it's kind of more fun than it is funny, but that's fine. Here's their whole crew of women, I guess, who like to arm wrestle, and they're like, "Yay, we're gonna win!" There's a bunch of crazy characters. I can see this movie being at least worth watching. It's not. It's interesting that it's women arm wrestling, but yeah. That could work too. So the first act would be Danny arm wrestles, gets her arm broke, then has to go to her friend who's running this little pastry shop and try to convince her to come. And at first she doesn't want to go, but then you can see she needs the money and things are falling apart in her life. So she's got nothing else going on. She reluctantly decides to go. So they go out and they do some arm wrestling. They're winning some money, and they're trying to get cross country to the big contest. Along the way, they meet the trainer, and she has a bunch of adventures, and they meet a bunch of crazy characters, and she arm wrestles them. And then finally, in the third act, they meet up with the woman who broke Danny's arm, and she, in a classic 80s movie, she wins. So. I mean, I kind of know the ending, but I still think this movie has something to offer. I think this would be a fun movie as long as it wasn't too long. A standard 90-minute film that would feel like fun, a little bit uplifting. You could feel good about yourself watching it. You wouldn't feel like it's not a depressing movie. It's a fun, sort of positive movie. And The Golden Arm comes out in 2021. Nobody likes to give the date of release anymore. Assuming there's movie theaters, I guess look for it there. Otherwise, somewhere on demand. I'm going to give it an upvote. I just kind of like it. I feel good about it. All right. That's it for me and Little Joan this evening. We'll see you tomorrow.